Crypto dads, picture this. You're digging through your digital attic, and there's that NFT you bought in 2021. I know it's painful. Stay with me here. Once worth a fortune, now worthless. And your kids' Pokemon cards are actually more rarer than your digital, at one point in time, asset that was worth a lot. Are NFTs dead, or are they just waiting for that comeback? Let's break it down.
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? Some projects have completely disappeared, but others are evolving. So today we're going to dive into whether NFTs are making a real return or if they're just another speculative cycle here.
And on that note, Ryan, welcome to Dad's Gone Crypto, the podcast where we break down blockchain, Web3, and digital assets in a way that makes sense. I'm Sean, crypto investor, dad of two, and someone who still believes NFTs are more than just a picture on the internet. I have to believe that those worthless pieces of will once again reignite and be worth something one day. That's why I have to believe. I believe.
And I'm Ryan, here to make sure Sean doesn't mortgage his house on a virtual collectible. We take a practical approach to crypto, breaking down real trends and what they mean for investors like us. Today, it's all about NFTs, the rise, the fall, and the potential resurgence. So why don't we start with a little bit of history? 2021 was NFT mania. Bored apes, CryptoPunks, and just about anything on OpenSea was selling like crazy. People made and lost fortunes. But then came 2022, 2023, and the NFT market absolutely crashed, with trading volumes dropping over 90%, according to DappRadar.
Yeah, so it's a reality check, but fast forward to 2025, we are seeing some positive movements again. Reports from Lunar Crush from the NFT trading volumes are up 30% year over year. The difference, NFTs are no longer just collectibles, they're becoming actually useful.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just about overpriced JPEGs anymore. It's about what these digital assets can actually do.
And before we get going on some more juicy information, let's have a look at what macroeconomist Raoul Pal has to say about NFTs.
NFTs are kind of misunderstood. People think of the last cycle and the insanity of the NFTs and the profile picture craze that happened. But NFTs are something much bigger. NFTs are really individual contracts that exist online, and they can be used for many things. You see, in a digital world, everything goes to zero value because you can create infinite amounts of stuff. But once you use something like an NFT, what you can do is create digital scarcity for a particular object. Now, the breakout use case has been high-end art, and I've been a big buyer of that in the down cycle. Xcopy, I think, is the culturally most relevant artist in the entire history of the space, along with Beeple. And I've collected many more artists too. And those are long-term savings for me. Things that I won't sell, I want to hold on to. They're a time capsule of this cultural moment in time when we all started to realize that we could unfuck our futures in crypto. But NFTs are a lot more than just art.
One of my favorite crypto humans out there, Raoul Pal. Go give him a follow and a like, and just go say how's it to him in the comments. But yes, he's saying, and he kind of brings this passion out of what NFTs means to him and why he puts his money into certain things. He's taking, he used the word time capsule. So he's collecting art through artists that are creating in the space where he feels that his whole premise on life is learn about crypto, get involved in crypto, do something in crypto, and unfuck your future. Right? That's his premise. And he's collecting art around that. So he can create this whole gallery of digital, innovation through that space, or digital art through that space, to tell a story later on in the future. So that's why he's very passionate about it. And like he said, I want to sell it. I want to keep it. And how beautiful is that?
Yeah, well, he either wants to keep it or he has no choice because nobody's buying that crap anymore.
We have to tell.
but hey,
We have to tell ourselves certain stories. But yes,
right.
let's be romantic, right?
That's my $100,000 JPEG that I'm keeping because it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Or nobody wants this piece of shit.
I'll buy it for 100, Raoul. I want it. Anyways, we did a little deep dive, and we found a comprehensive analyst report on the innovation of NFTs in 2025. So I'm going to read. The report provides a detailed explanation of the evolving NFT landscape, focusing on 7 key innovation identifiers for 2025. Drawing from recent analysis and trends, we explore each innovation implication, supported by data and examples to offer a thorough understanding for enthusiasts and investors alike. Okay, all right, so that's the little intro there. Some background context. So, NFTs or non fungible tokens are unique digital assets on blockchains, primarily used for art, music, or collectibles. Since their surge in 2021, the market has matured with a projected value of 152 billion by 2030, growing at a CAGR of 34% from 2024 to 2030, according to NFTevening.com. So that's where it's referenced. The focus has shifted from speculation to practical applications, with 2025 marking significant technological and use case advancements. Detailed of this innovation and trends, Ryan, go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, there's a whole lot of new use cases that, so it's not just that pretty JPEG that you paid, $100,000 for. Now there's real use cases. And one of them, music NFTs. Music NFTs enable artists to tokenize tracks or albums and embed royalty payments for secondary sales. So this innovation addresses the low earnings from streaming. So by programming NFTs to pay a percentage of future sales back to the artist, music NFTs offer a lucrative alternative, transforming music distribution and monetization.
All right, so crypto dads out there, just expand your mind. Now we have been doing tongue in cheek because we've bought those digital assets that are worthless now. So we're using reference to it. But think about the innovation in the space, right? The fundamentals of what an NFT is solid, right? But it's taken time for people to innovate of what it could be, what it could mean, what it could do, right? And we're giving some examples, like Ryan alluded to, the music NFTs. Everybody in that chain that owns that NFT, from the person who bought it to the person who sold it, can each get a piece of the pie if it's coded into that NFT. So making a sharing economy. So it takes the power away from the producer and shares the revenue, not just with the artist, but with maybe the community. So if you got a big community, say, hey guys, I want to get to number one on the on charts. Go and watch my Spotify and get on there. And the entourage of fans go on there. Everybody makes up, if they own the NFT, everybody in that chain could potentially make a small revenue. And if it goes to 1 billion, like we've seen with some music songs, it's a payday for everybody. So it kind of makes the game a little more fair. So the next one is NFT gaming. So NFT gaming integrates blockchain to allow players to own in-game items like weapons, skins, or virtual land, which can be traded or sold. The trend was exemplified by Axie Infinity's generating over 4 billion in sales volume, highlighting economic potential. In 2025, expect further expansion with new games leveraging low transaction fees on Ethereum Layer 2 solutions, boosting minting volumes and active wallets, according to Bankless.
Yeah, absolutely, Sean. NFT gaming, absolute great usage for an actual asset to be tied to that NFT. And the same with the music, the music allowing a song to be tied to an NFT and and earning royalties for as long as that song is out there, that's a great use case. And another one is NFTs in financial instruments. NFTs are finding use in financial instruments such as Liquidity V2's integration, where each debt position is an NFT tradable or transferable, simplifying position management. And another one is like Polymarket. Polymarket, is the betting site. And Polymarket's conditional NFTs facilitate betting markets, while other platforms explore NFTs for staking and DeFi pools, enhancing asset value and generating passive income. So this trend is expected to drive mainstream adoption in 2025, with potential market size in trade finance reaching over 574 million by the end of 2025 here.
Shoo-wee. What about utility NFTs? We keep hearing about this, but it extends beyond that ownership, offering access to exclusive content, events, or even communities. For example, Bored Ape's Yacht Club, ApeFest, provides event access for holders, fostering community engagement. In 2025, this trend is growing, with projects integrating utility features to add value, such as a loyalty program or movie tickets, or enhancing the experience and retention of their community.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are also now kind of the big buzzword of 2025 here, and a little bit of 2024 is real world assets. So
And,
RWA NFTs.
and our favorites, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. We love the real world assets. so RWA NFTs tokenize physical assets, enabling fractional ownership of real estate, art, or luxury goods. This is projected to tap into a $16 trillion opportunity by 2030, with examples like Chateau Angelus selling an NFT for $110,000, which includes a barrel of their wine and digital artwork. In 2025, increased adoption is expected, driven by clearer regulatory frameworks and technological advancements that reduce barriers for institutional investors. So one of the real world assets that we really love here, actually two of them would be Minutes and World Mobile, right? Are using NFTs to designate their nodes, and their node holders are earning based on World Mobile Token's tokenization of internet access and telecom, and they're spreading across the United States right now. They actually have their own telecom network now that's competing with the big boys here in the US and worldwide. And Minutes Network is terminating those calls. And node holders are actually holding NFTs on those chains in order to earn rewards. And it's a very, very cool thing and a really cool usage for NFTs.
And let's just dive a little bit deeper into the minute side of things. So the World Mobile Earth nodes, you get an NFT. You had to buy 100,000 tokens to get that NFT, and it fluctuates as the price goes up and so forth. With minutes, basically you got a switch node and you got a validator node, and you needed a certain amount of tokens for the switch and a certain amount of tokens for the validator. So the validator, I think, was 10,000 and the switch was 50,000 MNTX tokens. Okay, cool. So now you're going to get issued a NFT, and that will allow you to get rewards for saying, hey, thank you for being an early investor, and continuous rewards. So as all these telecommunications companies, terminate their calls and there's a revenue share, you get a percentage of that by owning that. So when you think, oh, NFTs are just digital images that are worth crap, just understand that that little logo that says Minutes and World Mobile that's in your house, that's appearing up there, all right, every minute of the day you are earning revenue because of that. So now you're like, okay, NFTs are pretty good. So why do they issue an NFT? Because it's easily tradable. They take that 10,000 tokens and 50,000 tokens out of circulation, and they give you an NFT. So if you want to sell that, you don't sell those particular tokens, you sell the NFT, right? So the NFT now gets traded and gets new ownership, which is fine. So you're taking out a certain amount of supply, stabilizing price, and allowing a good platform for them to catapult price action. So very, very clever way of doing it. And NFTs, as you can see, are not just that digital asset. It can have some value. All right. So let's moving along here. hybrid NFTs, right? So hybrid NFTs combine digital assets with physical items, such as like a digital art linked to a physical print. Think about Nike's crypto kicks generating over $10 million in the first month. I missed that. I wish I wish I got into that, but yeah. Anyways, it illustrates that the bridging of the digital and tangible ownership, it's there. So think about this. I go into the store, I buy these exclusive limited edition Nikes. Inside I got to scan this code, I download the NFT. I have two assets. I've got the digital asset, I've got the physical asset. So even if I want to wear the shoes or sell the shoes, I still have that limited edition NFT, which then becomes something of value, digital value, right? Because think about if you had the Jordan Airs, right, and they had a digital asset, and let's say that your shoes, the shoes over the years they only printed 100, and there's only 3 in existence. But the digital asset, there's 100. That's still tradable. You can still make additional revenue off that. Imagine collecting all of Jordan's NFTs over the years. What would that collection be worth? So this is the space. Digital collectibles are massive. Think about your Pokemon cards. Think about all these like collectible stuff that you have in your house. This is just another form of that. So this innovation is gaining like traction. It will gain more traction in 2025 as brands start exploring different ways, and ultimately to retain customers and reward customers for being loyal to the brand. If you're a loyal Nike fan, you get exclusivity or first dibs on those first 100 collection, and then all of a sudden you create this frenzy and they talk about it, and it's just good brand recognition for all. So it has its place to have an NFT in the actual real physical hybrid world.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially with the new administration here in the US and the SEC lightening up its attitude towards crypto.
Thank goodness.
Uh, Basically, they just they just put out a memo saying that they were no longer going to consider NFTs as securities.
Oh,
NFTs will now be considered just digital collectibles. So that's an absolutely huge deal because it
come on, yo,
opens up.
baby.
Yeah, I mean, it opens up all these U.S. creators to be able to do this without fearing, the the SEC coming down on them. So very cool
Ryan,
thing.
and just on that note, since the regulations come down, I was actually listening to Raoul Pal, another version of it. He says that he bought a lady's art piece in Nigeria. He's like, of all places, Nigeria. He's like, she created this art piece. She put it up onto OpenSea. It was sold for 2 ETH. And he says that lady made more money than her salary within 2 months. So 2 months worth of her salary. And get this, Raul saying that she was a lawyer in Nigeria,
Oh,
right?
wow.
And she says, like, now, if she had to take that, if she physically had to draw that digital art, right, and go to the snooty, snobby artist, they're like, no, this is terrible. This is, you'll never get onto my gallery. You'll never be an artist because it's such a tight, closed knit community, right? But now this opens you up to the world. He says, people around the world are buying my art and I'm making money off it. So it's definitely power to the people. If if you create something that someone else likes, money money will come. Like if you really love it and you really want it on your wall, you'll pay that money because you're also helping that person, but at the same time it's unique art.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if you're not a super talented artist, but but maybe you are a very talented, script writer, let's say, because now there's AI generated NFTs, and you can actually, with a script, with a description, you can
Yeah.
actually generate art, generate NFTs using artificial intelligence. So this makes creation accessible without, traditional art skills. And maybe you just have this great idea in your head that you just don't have the ability to get out, right? But
Yeah.
now you can use platforms like Hotpot AI, Night Cafe Creator, and generate NFTs from text prompts, with premium services supporting commercial use even. In 2025, this trend is expected to continue to grow, with AI's increasing ability to produce unique, high-quality artworks very quickly, and actually a lot of it is really cool stuff. If you know how to put the text prompt in, you can really generate some really cool artwork. And we're seeing platforms like OpenSea, Blur, and Magic Eden shifting focus towards real world applications.
No, right. I fully agree. And think about it in this way, right? So often at nighttime, you have these like crazy dreams. And at that moment, you kind of just jot them down and it doesn't make sense, right? And then as you start to wake up, you detach from that dream and you can't really understand it anymore, right? So imagine you have an idea of those, like you train yourself to capture those specific words. Then obviously train yourself how to create prompts, because there's an art to creating good prompts. Imagine creating dreams based on your idea. So it's your dream, it's unique, it's your digital. No two dreams are alike. But imagine selling digital art based on your dreams. Holy smokes!
Oh,
I'll tell
that's pretty
you,
wild.
right,
You could
right.
use
Okay.
Elon's Neuralink in there and just have it generate dream images with
Oh, okay.
combining with
So
Grok.
Des gone crypto, needs to buy Neuralinks. Check. And guys, if you do start selling your dreams, please, Ryan and I will take 10%. Thank you.
You do not want to see what's going on in my head. So there's absolutely no way I'm turning my
Grok
dreams
3
into
error,
NFTs.
reprocessing.
But that all, it kind of just sums it up. Real world assets are the key to moving NFTs forward. And we're starting to see platforms like OpenSea, Blur, Magic Eden, they're all shifting their focus towards real world applications, and it makes NFTs a lot more than just pure speculation on digital art. So a lot of cool things happening there.
Definitely. And of course, we have to talk about the risks. NFTs have evolved, but the market is still volatile. Scams, rug pulls, and regulatory uncertainty, these are like real issues. Yes, it's getting better, but until they're like pen to paper, executive order has been done that it's fine, we're still tiptoeing on, old regulations. So we've got to wait for that to happen. But obviously, it's fairly positive at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And, that's why doing your homework is absolutely critical. You got to look at the project's team, their roadmap, whether there's any real value behind the NFT, and just avoid those projects that are out there relying solely on hype. It's like so many were in 2021.
Yeah. And also, you need to watch for liquidity. Not all NFTs are easy to sell. Unlike crypto tokens, which have like a deep liquidity on exchanges, some NFTs can be tough to offload. So when you go to jpeg.store and you click on, the World Mobile NFT, you'll see how many were sold in the last month, how many were sold in the last year. It's fairly volatile. It actually, there's sales transactions that are happening. So you're like, if I want to get into this, are you in for the long term or you want to flip? If you want to flip, you got to wait for the price fluctuations. If you want to hold it onto the long term, you wait for a deal. When the markets are low, the price comes down, you buy and you snap it up. So very, very cool there. But make sure you check out the liquidity side of things.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's not forget about gas fees and blockchain costs.
Yeah.
Buying and selling on Ethereum can be expensive. At least it was when Ethereum was really rocking. Right now it's pretty cheap, but
Yeah.
but if things actually get moving here again, it could be very expensive again. Though, Solana, Polygon, they're all cheaper alternatives, and there's a whole lot more coming out now too. So.
Yeah, it's cheap because North Korea own quite a large stake of Ethereum. if you haven't known already, it's they're hacked Bybit and stole. So Vitalik has got some some work to do to reclaim those. Anyways, moving along quickly. So, crypto dads, what is the craziest NFT you've ever owned? or seen, a digital goat, a virtual yacht, drop drop it in the comments below, and we'll feature the best ones on our next episode. How's that?
And if Sean says he's buying a digital theme park, we might need an intervention. So I might need you guys to help me out here.
It's the Hugh Hefner theme park there, right? Oh, now we're raising, aren't we?
Yeah, that's right. That might actually be a thing.
Get the baddies going for a fishing weekend.
Well, jokes aside, why don't we look at some case studies like, Yuga Labs, the team behind Bored Apes. They're still going strong. They've expanded into metaverse gaming and licensing deals, and the floor price may have dropped on their Bored Apes, but their brand power is still there.
Another good example is Nike's .swoosh platform. They're integrating NFTs into their digital ecosystem, letting users buy, trade, and even wear virtual sneakers in gaming environments. How cool is that? Gunzilla running around there with some Nike swooshes. I would do that. That's 100%.
Absolutely.
Nike, if you're listening, we want some digital art.
But on the flip side, we've seen projects that have flopped. Many projects that have flopped. About Pixelmon, they raised millions and then delivered some of the absolute worst artwork imaginable. And investors lost big, proving that hype alone isn't enough. And I think we've seen that many times. I know I had wallets completely filled, but I sent most of them over to Stoshi to get rid of that crap for me.
I'm like, send.
Right.
I had these cows and the one collection was done by Rick and Morty. And I'm like, oh, Rick and Morty, it's gonna go to the moon. I'm gonna be rich. I'll never forget. Because I had such a rare one, like a bull with horns, gold, everything. I still got it. Like as a reminder how silly I was. And I had an offer for like 2.4 ETH or something like that. I'm like, nah, this is far more. Not even a month later, you can't even give it away. I'm like,
yeah, I've got quite a few of those stories too that I don't even want to. I don't want to rehash. So let's move on.
Otherwise, we'll have to lie back and say, "Tell me your problems, right?" All right, guys. The key takeaways: longevity matters. Established brands and projects with real-world value are the ones that are making the comeback.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's summarize a little bit. NFTs aren't dead. They're evolving. And the key now is utility, gaming, real estate, music, brand integration.
And if you're thinking about getting back into the NFT, start small, research the project, like maybe look at, if you love sneakers, maybe start looking at that. Look for real use cases. Avoid projects that rely purely on hype. I wish someone told me that a few while ago.
Yeah, absolutely. And be patient.
Yeah.
This is a long game, not a get-rich-quick scheme. The next wave of NFT adoption will likely come from major industries, not meme culture.
So where do we go from here? Well, my take, NFTs will continue to integrate into mainstream industries. We'll see them with more loyalty programs, gaming ecosystems, and digital identity verifications.
And as regulations catch up, expect more legitimacy and less wild speculation. More companies will adopt blockchain-based ownership models, making NFTs a normal part of digital transactions.
For now, be smart, stay informed, and keep an eye on those projects with actual innovation. And on that note, guys, that concludes our episode for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and share, and please go and comment below what digital. If you can send, I don't know if you can send a video, a little screenshot of your JPEG in the chat, but if you can't, at least describe it to us, or come join us in our Telegram and share the image there.
Thanks a lot, guys. See you next time.
Ciao, bye.
The material and information presented in this recording are for entertainment purposes only. Do not misconstrue what you hear as investment or trading advice. Always do your own research. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by the guests on this recording are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of Dad's Gone Crypto or its hosts.